Welcome back to the channel, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Another day today at Fruitopia in the middle of spring. It's flat out season. We're busy as heck every day between October and April. So typical day today, get the coffee grounds out, smush them and spread them out from tree to tree, and we do this every week. So that's about 5 to 6 days worth of grounds from the Breville. And as you can see, I just noticed my my neighbor's loquat tree. Yeah, he's got a loquat tree also next door. Look, there's the fruit behind the bungalow. Yeah, so it's all happening here at Fruitopia, Melbourne, Australia. We're having a mild spring day. Under the pergola it says it's 26, yeah, about 26 Celsius. But trust me, it's nowhere near 26 out in the garden. Let me show you what it actually is. Hang on. To be more accurate, it's actually 22 Celsius. And the date is the 21st of October. So we're in the second half of spring. Yeah, so I just wanted to share with you guys this day, the 22nd of October, for those that are growing tropicals in the cooler parts of Australia, like Melbourne, Adelaide, and southern New South Wales. Let's get these guys out first. We'll put these here on the car and spread them out in a moment. I just noticed, because I've been checking this every single day, this is the grafted mango that I have here at the front driveway. It's looking really, really sexy. And today, the first flowers opened. Yeah, the very first flowers. Let's see if I can zoom into one. It looks like it's only the ones up here. Typical, the ones I can't reach. And the ones down here at the bottom have not opened. Here's one. All right. So just for the record, there you go. Just for the record, the 22nd of October on the Glen mango. Now, if you want to know about the other mangoes I have, none of them have woken up. They're still sleeping, or still pushing first signs of growth. But this Glen is the most advanced out of all of them as far as blooms opening. And yeah, it's all over the place. Hang on. Here as well, and there's actually hundreds of them up there where it's very hard to reach. I have to zoom in. And even more up there, and at the top up there, they're all open. Yeah. So I thought this would be of interest to anyone in the cooler parts of Australia. As I said, Victoria, South Australia, and southern South Australia, that is, down towards Mount Gambier. Not up in Cooper Pedy, guys. Remember, Australia's huge. Within the same state, there's half a dozen different climate zones. The same here in Victoria, where I am. Mildura is nothing like Melbourne. They're having 37 Celsius up there, and we're having 22. Wow, the difference is night and day. So just remember that when we say we're down in Victoria. Yeah, where? We're in Victoria. Exactly. So that's just for the record on the Glen mango. I'll show you the other mangoes at what stage they're at. Got all my veggies in too over the weekend, so that's all done. Right? Yeah. So this is a Kensington Pride seedling. Look, it's not even close. It's not even close, guys. The flower buds haven't even fully pushed. They're still forming, let alone opening. Right? Not even close. So this has another, I'm guessing, 2 weeks. So we're into November by the time these flowers open. Yeah, late spring, the end of spring. It's like a good 2 or 3 weeks behind the Glen mango. I covered the red Chateau mulberry. The first ones have arrived finally. Here it is. Here's the other KP seedling, Kensington Pride mango, exactly the same as the one in the driveway. Look, nothing. Well, it's close. Close is not good enough to beat the Glen. The Glen is the standout winner as far as timing, right? But I'm pretty pleased that these guys not only are getting ready to bud open, but they survived winter. Remember, guys, it's a major challenge here in Melbourne. We're again, because you might say, oh, I've got 50 mangoes fruiting here in Melbourne. Where? Yeah, in pots. We're talking in the ground. This is strictly in the ground. In the open, not in pots. There's nothing wrong with pots, guys, but I'm just clarifying for clarification. It's very important not to mislead people or only share half the truth. Okay, this is another mango, the Kesar, the jumbo Kesar. Kesar? I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Everything's upside down on these labels. Grrr. So yeah, this one exactly the same as the KP. However, I'm wrong. I just had another look, and they're open. Wow, look. The first flowers have opened on the Kesar. Well, what do you know? Yesterday they weren't open. Actually, was it this morning when I came out? They weren't open. So this just opened in the last 2 hours. The very first Kesar mango flowers have opened for business, that is. So now the flies and the ants will go to town on that. The Alfonso is also lagging or behind. First of all, by the way, that's the least of my concerns, how its flowers are doing. My main concern is the survival of the tree. It really copped damage here at the top over winter. At the end of winter, this happened in August. That's August/September damage. In June, July, that was not like that. It was green, like these. So it copped it right at the end of winter. But it survived. I'm glad to report that the tree is surviving and pushing. But it's behind. It's even behind the KP. Beautiful day. Only 22, but did you notice there's no wind? This is very unreal. It's not normal. It's not normal to have no wind in Melbourne. Last night was wind still. It was like 0 wind, right? And I came out at around 11 p.m. It was bloody cold. Temperature got down to, I think it got down to 8 or 9 Celsius. It was pretty, we had the heating on. We slept last night with the heating, the furnace, the gas heater on high. Yeah, we're still operating the heating in the house. In late spring. Jeez. So how do you think these guys feel? How do you think the mangoes feel about that? Now that they're uncovered. But we're not getting frost. The days of frost are over. Okay, so next. This is a R2E2 grafted mango. And it looks like the flower buds have opened on this too. Wow. I checked this yesterday and they were not like this. Hang on, I've got to look really closely. Are they or are they not open? Oh man, talk about microscopic. Oh, wait a minute, there's one open. One or all of them are open, I can't tell. This is so tricky. Is that open or shut? Can't tell. Hang on, these are different to the other flowers that I just showed you. They're not the same. Like that's how I thought they would be like that. But up here, there's something else going on. I'm not too sure, guys, if they're open or not. They do look open, but they're very small flowers. They're microscopic. They're teeny weeny little flowers. So yeah, I would say these have opened in a strange kind of way. Yeah, they open too. Okay, so that's the R2E2. Grafted mango. So how many do we have open now? We've got the Glen, the R2E2, and the Kesar. 3. Yeah, so I'm giving all these weather reports, guys, for our viewers around the world. If you're in Australia, this is like, yeah, okay, we know. We know. No, you know, but no one else knows. 51% of my viewers are not from Australia, guys. They're from the United States. 51% of the Fruitopia fan club is American, not Australian. And they have no idea what's going on here from New Hampshire or from New Mexico. So I'm sure they're thrilled to know. All right, this is another KP seedling. Wow, this is getting out of hand. It's already, it's almost 3 meters. Wow, and the season has just begun. So I think this one is going to go berserk this summer. Okay, so again, like the other 2 KP seedlings, there's nothing going on there yet from the bud. Hang on, there. See that? There's no, it hasn't opened. Yeah, so that's another 2 weeks also, like the other 2. Yeah, so November. Here we go. November. Looks like a November grand opening. And by the way, another reason I'm showing this is because yesterday, another one of our friends in Sydney demonstrated that his first mango fruitlets have appeared in Sydney. Yeah. Guess why? I'll tell you why, man. Not only is it higher in latitude or longitude, they had 37 yesterday, like Mildura, and tomorrow they're having 33 Celsius. Today they're having a cool day like us, 22. Yeah, 37, 22, and 33. Of course his fruitlets have come. Guys, major difference in temperature between Melbourne and Sydney. So let's go by the Glen again before we go to the back. Yeah, look. Nice. Oh yeah. Wins hands down. Well, maybe because, it's much bigger, it's much older, it's much everything. That's the jackfruit you're looking at back there. A jackfruit seedling. Over 3 meters in ground, Melbourne. For those who are first time here. It's exactly the same height as my neighbor's garage as I had predicted last summer. Yeah, so these are definitely going to be the first fruitlets we get. I'm guessing by the end of November. So 3 weeks. 3 weeks away, guys, for our first fruitlets. In other words, we are exactly 1 month to the day behind Sydney with our tropicals setting fruitlets. Oh, and by the way, when I say Sydney, I'm talking about Illawarra all the way to Central Coast, not just the Sydney Metro, guys. Yeah, so Wollongong up to the entrance. The same thing's going on around there too. All right, so the next one is this guy here, the Palmer grafted mango. He's really excited, and I'm excited for him. I'm so glad these pulled through. I still am counting my blessings that they survived winter, their first winter in the ground here in Melbourne. Okay, so just like the KP seedling, these are not ready to open. They're about two weeks, maybe 3 weeks behind the Glen. Yeah, we won't be getting any fruitlets from the Palmer. Let me show you the name. That mango there. We're not going to get any fruitlets from this guy until the end of November, possibly into December, which means it's going to be a late season mango. That's what that means. Possibly May, even June, guys, even June. All right, we have one more mango that's trying to flower. Unfortunately, it's not the Namdok May and it's not the King Tai. They're still fully asleep. Yeah, there's the King Tai here. That guy, fully asleep. Sleeping. He has not even, you know how in the middle of the night you open an eye to look at the clock? He hasn't even opened one eye to see what time it is. Oh man, what? And this was planted the same day as the Palmer. Same day. Unreal. All right, let's get to the last mango. Oh, I got some great news on the Jabuticaba, guys. Oh my God, that'll be another video though. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. We filled in our tomatoes with cages and filled in the other veggie bit over there. That's another video too. Been busy, guys. I'm so bloody busy back here. There it is. That's the one that has been sooking all winter and all spring. Sooking meaning the leaves, the new leaves at the top that came in autumn, are sulking, right? However, even though they're sulking, what's going on above them is the opposite of sulking. They're moving full steam ahead, regardless of what the leaves are presenting. Right? Look, as a matter of fact, now that I'm looking at it again, guess what? This might have beat the Glen. By the way, this is the Keat mango, also grafted. Look, I cannot believe that's a fruitlet. Is that a fruitlet or am I dreaming? Again, guys, I haven't got my glasses, so we have to count on the focus, the zoom, the light. Everything has to be perfect. And let me see. Hang on. Is that a fruitlet? Are you a fruitlet? Are you a fruitlet? 1, 2, 3. I see 3. Hang on, let me get another angle. Whoops. No. Don't trick me. You trickster. I don't know, but it sure is close. Hang on. How could that possibly be? And by the way, I'm not going to let this fruit. I'm not going to let this hold fruit, guys. Come on. It's barely, the tree's barely alive, right? It's struggling. So the first chance I get, I'm going to cut these flowers off. That is later on, not now. And the same with the Palmer. I'm going to remove those flowers. And the same with the, actually with all of them, except, of course, the Glen. And not the, what was it? The KP. The KP seedlings. I'm going to let those fruit. All 3 of them. So we've got three KP seedlings that I will allow to set fruit. Because they're like between 4 and 6 years old. This is a baby. Yeah. Yeah, beautiful day in the neighborhood. 26 according to these outdoor thermometers, right? But they're getting direct sun. 26. Yeah, 26 under the pergola, 26 under the ice cream bean. But 22, according to my Dick Tracy watch. All right, guys, that's the video. I'm gonna go and do the job I said with the coffee grounds. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. More of a information video for those that are into numbers and dates and all the rest of that. Important for some, not important for others. Thanks for liking, sharing, and subscribing. See you from the next one.